Can you not?
That's a nice little audio clip there. You yawning.
We're not having a funny intro this week. We're just having a normal intro.
Sure.
Last week we are not having a repeat of last week's intro.
Welcome to the Let's Talk Films podcast, where we talk all things film and television. This week we're talking the new Star Trek film that we just saw like an hour or so ago.
Yeah.
And also there's been a fuck ton of news from Comic-Con.
We're gonna earn that explicit rating.
Yeah, I'm gonna be dropping F-bombs left and right.
Are you ready?
So that's what's going on this week. If you don't care about any of that, tune out because we don't want you here.
Well, I mean, take any listeners we can get, really.
Just stay.
Just actually,
Stay for a bit.
if you don't want to hear any of it, just mute it and leave it on in the background so that we still get views.
Send it to your friends. You got any friends who like movies? Send it to them.
That's all it is now. It's just a money corporation.
Yep. So I am Dan. With me this week, Iwan's back finally because he went on holiday. Back again, we have Mr. Daniel Ellis.
Returning guest. This is the second part of my holiday special appearance.
And since Brandon and Lewis are still away, I thought I'd drag in my good friend, Mr. Ethan Brooks.
I'm being forced.
YouTube sensation, Ethan Brooks.
Being dragged from Sweden.
From Sweden.
Do you know? Actually, it's so different going because I saw the new Tarzan movie in Sweden.
Oh yeah.
And they are so fucking rude. Wait, can I swear? Can I swear on this podcast?
Yeah, I literally swore to open it with a swear word.
Yes. But literally, I went there, and you know how British people, they try and be, generally they try and be as quiet as possible. So, you open a Pepsi, like slowly
do it all before the film starts.
Yeah, slowly rotating the
I forgot to do that today.
I know, it sounds like fucking down.
Don't worry, everyone
Fuck it down.
Swedish people are literally like shouting and having open conversations up until 10 minutes into the film.
I heard,
only then they'll shut
I
up.
heard people talking today, and I was getting pissed off.
No, I'm talking. Even I can hear like the masses of people talking.
For those who don't know, Ethan's partially deaf because that makes no sense otherwise.
Yes, even I, a human being, can hear these conversations.
We're trying to make the podcast more diverse, so bring a deaf person in. We're not. But yeah, they're so rude. Like literally, a friend of mine, we'll say a friend, my girlfriend Julia in Sweden, she's literally had to stand up on the cinema and tell a load of people to shut up because they won't stop talking during the film.
How nice.
It's nice. That's my intro.
I got asked to stop talking years back. Went to see Sherlock, the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes. Went to see that at the Cineworld that used to be in Chester because we were like 14. So this was like 1980 something. But we went to see it. And some bloke got up in the middle of the film. I and my two friends weren't talking. There was three lads that we knew behind us who were talking. So he walks up and he comes over and he said, excuse me, some of us are actually trying to watch the film. And I thought, yeah, me too, you prick. Why don't you say it to the ones behind us?
What did you actually say?
I was a 14-year-old and he was like 40, so I was worried he was going to hit me, so I was like...
You thought he was going to hit you because
I was like, sorry mate. He was angry, he was really into that film.
I had a similar experience. I was once watching Wimpy Kid 2.
Oh my god.
Wow. And I got told off for tapping my feet.
What?
I got told off for tapping my feet. There's a song on, and I'm a feet tapper. I'm one of those people.
Yeah, same.
And literally a woman got up and said, "Can you stop fucking tapping?"
When did Wimpy Kid 2 come out? Wasn't it only a couple of years ago?
No, I think
I'd like to retract
I think
my
they're up to like number 4 or something now.
Seriously?
Yeah, something like that. It's ridiculous.
I was about 14, 15 at the time.
Yeah. Alright.
And that wraps
so
up our cinema
we've
experience.
instantly gone into a tangent on this week's episode.
We're already off topic.
Alright, guys, Comic-Con happened over the weekend. And a lot of big news came out. A lot of huge trailers dropped.
Huge if you're a nerd.
Damn nerds.
None of us are here.
Yeah, we're here to talk about monster trucks and booze. Sorry if you thought. Let's talk films is about nerdy stuff.
Speaking of which, Dan already has his booze getting wasted.
I already got me ciders out.
With his strawberry copper bit.
You said last week. You said I'll be having me alcohol, and you bloody got it. Haven't you?
I thought no. I've spent 2 weeks sober. I need to not do it, but. No.
Next week, cannabis.
Next week, I'm just gonna bring in just moonshine. Just pure distilled moonshine.
I look forward to that episode.
Can we finish the podcast before I go blind?
Alright guys, I had news. I've forgotten what it was now.
Oh, it was some nerdy stuff on it. Comic-Con.
Yeah, no, but I was going to say something before that. Anyway, we'll go into trailers first, and I'll try and remember what news I had.
Should we go good to bad or bad to good?
Bad to good.
Blair Witch.
Alright, let's start off with that. Yeah, that looks terrible.
The new Blair Witch looks so... I mean, the first Blair Witch was mainly cool because it was an indie film, wasn't it? Basically, it was very... And it had kind of passion in it. I mean, even by today's standards, obviously, it's kind of a lame horror, but this new one feels so soulless.
Yeah.
It's like, let's throw Blair Witch on the spooky handheld camera bus of spooky handheld camera films. It just looks so generic and boring.
I told you this before the podcast started that I'm just not a fan of. I get the surveillance footage.
Yeah.
Having that the 24 hours and then reviewing it.
Yeah.
But with the handheld footage, it's just like that. It's like a constant thing that I'm thinking about, and I can't enjoy the film fully because I'm thinking, if you were really that scared and you really thought you were gonna die, would you be holding a camera up saying?
There's one part in that trailer when I can't tell whether it was editing or whether it's legitimate part of the film. It looks like the girl has the camera on her mate at one point, and then she just turns it around and she's like, I'm so scared.
I like the bit where there was a bit where one of the girls was like crawling through like a tunnel, and it's like there's a camera looking at her, and then it cuts to, I think she had like a GoPro on her shirt,
so
it's looking at her, and it cuts to the GoPro,
they just got everything recording at once.
They just brought a fuck ton of cameras with it and put them everywhere.
Maybe she's like a filmmaker wannabe and did it again. Different angle.
I'm really stuck. Okay, one more time.
This
this
angle is terrible.
But you were saying that, did you not, Dan? You were saying that you didn't like the quality?
I thought the quality is weird, right? Because it's not really bad, but it looks like it's trying to be bad. But with the cameras we have in 2016, it's difficult to take video that's that bad.
It looks more.
I liked it. It looks because it's more realistic. You have horror films. It's like, oh, let me get my granddad's old like handy camcorder, and it's like Ultra 10 HD.
Yeah, but
like super steady.
But what I'm saying is like, it's not good quality, and I don't understand how anyone would make a film like that anymore.
It seems a mixture of like just bad cameras and shoddy film work. Like the cinematography just seemed all off. Like we only saw like a 2-minute trailer, and the cinematography just seemed like terrible.
And that's supposed to be the best of the best.
Yeah.
Well, it's just a blatant cash grab, isn't it?
Yeah, basically.
They're just remaking more shit. This was in the pile, and they
clearly didn't.
What's annoying me is they've taken what was a turning point in horror.
Yeah.
And they've just made it into the most cliched horror film possible.
It's such an important film. Everyone knows who Blair Witch Project is, or what Blair Witch Project is. Blair Witch is, Blair Witch Project are the spin-off band. They all made it out alive and formed a ska band. But fate worse than death. But yeah, like it's a really, really important film. Everyone knows what Blair Witch Project is.
Yeah.
Everything's filled with references, and this just seems so generic. It's like they've thrown the name on it, and that's it.
But like taking the bit, doesn't it say in it turning point in horror?
Yeah.
At this point, though, every
film. Brad Misker, who wrote every single quote they had in the trailer. It's like, this is the best film I've ever seen. Brad Misker. This is a really, really terrifying film. Brad Misker.
Produced by Brad Misker.
Yeah. Oh, I just love the trailer opens with the dude, and he's like on YouTube, and he's like, whoa. Some dude uploaded this surveillance footage. I think it's my sister. It's like the best.
What do you think happened to your sister?
Yeah. He's like uploaded the surveillance footage. I'm assuming the surveillance footage is the entirety of Blair Witch Project. I think we know what happened to your sister.
It's ridiculous. The whole thing just looks
terrible
so
and
bad.
Dumb and ridiculous and bad.
Yeah. Alright, we'll move on from that then.
Move on to better.
It's just dreadful. What was the second worst? I don't think anything else was that bad.
I can't say
really.
anything second worst. I'd say the least good out of the other ones we see. I'd have to go Kong. Because I don't like the direction they're taking with it. I think it looks very generic action in parts.
Yeah.
It looks like it could be cool, but it also looks like it's just another, like... Especially, I don't like the way the title's worded, like where it's like Kong, Skull Island or whatever. It reminds me of... There's this monster film out there that's like got absolutely terrible ratings. It's like... Monsters, Dark Horizon, like one of those weird kind of titles where you don't know if the person who wrote it can do English good. And like, it just seems, I don't know, it just seems like a weird title, and it just seems like a weird... I'm hoping it's just a misleading trailer and it's less action focused and more kind of tense, because I did like Peter Jackson's Kong.
I have
until the last half an hour.
I have faith knowing that Tom Hiddleston's going to be in it, though.
Yeah, I think he can be good.
Tom Hiddleston looks exactly like Nathan Drake in this trailer.
Yeah. He really... I didn't think it was Tom Hiddleston the first shot that he shows up in. I didn't recognize it as Tom Hiddleston. Yeah. Like, it was just the second shot. I was like, oh yeah, it's the face. But like, he didn't look like Tom Hiddleston normally looks.
No,
he looks too old and like too worn.
For God's sake, Tom Hiddleston, get your act together.
Yeah.
Well, he's supposed to be a demigod, so...
The idea of doing another King Kong film.
Money,
why? Why are they going
I don't know, is it a sequel maybe? Or it can't be a sequel because King Kong died at the end.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Plot twist.
Spoilers to like an 80-year-old film.
Yeah, it's... Well, they want to do a crossover with Godzilla, don't they?
Yeah.
And I thought... King Kong looked a lot bigger than usual in this one. Like you only see a shot of his head, but he does seem
his head,
absolutely huge.
His lips were the size of two wrestling dudes.
Yeah.
So like, he looks a lot bigger. But I don't know if he's Godzilla big.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be quite Godzilla big, but like I think they're trying to make him big enough that it's fathomable that he's actually fighting.
It's going to be like the opening to Star Trek. It's just King Kong just crawling around Godzilla. Just crawling
we'll get
around
onto that later.
If you want to hear more, you got to stay tuned.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. It doesn't look bad, but
I'm not placing judgment on it yet.
As you said, I'm glad Tom Hiddleston's in it because I have faith in Tom Hiddleston.
It's just, but apart from that, it's just meh. I'm just sick of remakes. I'm sick of sequels at this point.
I don't even know.
Was it Brie Larson?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look.
Check it up. But yeah, so there was Kong, which there's not much to talk about with Kong.
No.
Next good, I'd probably have to go. I'd probably go Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
Mainly because I think the group consensus isn't that we all like the trailer. Well, I don't know if you like the trailer, but the group consensus isn't that we all like the film, compared to the others.
I think it could be good.
I'm looking forward to it. I enjoy that stuff. I enjoy 1920s kind of vibe. I love that jazz age kind of stuff, and I like Harry Potter stuff.
It's Brie Larson.
But I like that they're trying to do their own thing though as well. They're not trying to. It doesn't look like they're trying to make that.
Yeah,
with the Harry Potter references and try and make it as similar as possible. It looks like it's taking a different direction.
The only thing that I didn't really like in the trailer is that they used the Harry Potter theme.
Yeah, the Harry Potter thing comes in, doesn't it?
I would have preferred it if they did, because you can tell it's in the world of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
We don't really need that theme in there.
When it comes up like J.K. Rowling.
There's some shit like film music going on these days.
Yeah, there's some...
Wonder Woman.
Oh, Wonder Woman. We'll get onto that, because I fucking hate that. I mean, I like the trailer, but that thing...
That guitar riff, do you think they would have stopped? Yeah, Fantastic Beasts look good, because the way they're setting it up at the moment, there doesn't seem to be a bad guy as such, which I think could be interesting. If there's no bad guy, it's all about just him. I think I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping it's going to be good. Maybe hear a bit more about it.
It just looks like a counselling session for Aquaman.
What?
It does. It's just everyone trying to calm down Aquaman.
Ethan, right?
Fantastic Beasts.
We're talking about Fantastic...
Well, I want to talk about it.
We're talking about Fantastic Beasts.
Sorry, I just got off in a tangent.
The 1920s cops and the 60s wanted to calm down Aquaman.
I can't even blame my deafness.
Did you zone out? Yeah, did you zone out a bit there?
He's one of the Fantastic Beasts guys.
These nerds are talking about Harry Potter. I'm just going to shut off.
Who do you think was crawling under the pavement? It's fucking Aquaman.
Just in Fantastic Beasts, he opens the briefcase and Aquaman just jumps out of it.
The the end of the film is he's got them all back in. He's like, come on, Jason Momoa, get back in the box.
No, I want to stay in the sea.
Jabbing his spear at him.
Right.
I guess So I guess that can be the next trailer because I think it was. I still feel bitter about it. Justice League because I still have bitter Batman vs Superman syndrome for it.
Yeah, I really liked the Justice League trailer, although everyone's going on about that Flash scene looks amazing. It's just the Spider-Man scene from Civil War.
It is.
It's a carbon copy of it.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
It's just I'm a nerd with no friends. And Batman's like, I'm a millionaire with cool toys.
Yeah, and then he and then he throws something at him to try to get him to reveal his power.
Yeah.
I did not realise that.
Except
it's so similar.
Spider-Man did it great because he throws something at him, he immediately catches it.
Yeah.
In this, he throws it, and it's 20 seconds of him just like. I this is an audio podcast, so I just realised but it's
he made the universal symbol for I wonder whether I should catch
it's
this.
It's just 20 seconds of what's going on here? I'm so confused. And it's just I
think he just looked quite hurt of the first 3 seconds. How could you?
Yeah.
We had a bond.
You're lucky I really am the Flash.
I found it weird. Maybe it's because I watched the TV show so much, and it looks quite different. I don't like that the Flash has blue lightning. I know that's a really nerdy thing. But in the comics, he's got the yellow lightning, and it clashes with his colour scheme. Yeah, it doesn't mesh with the red.
And he's got red and he's got yellow tint, little tint kind of parts on and then he's got blue lightning, which is kind of weird, kind of generic. They forgot to change the special effect.
It's they just had a plug-in and dragged it in, and they were like, "Oh shit!"
And they're like, "Can't you get yellow lightning? I mean, he's known for yellow. I don't care. It's just blue."
They have to though, don't they? Because that's what they did in Batman vs Superman. They've got to keep it.
Yeah, they did have that blue thing, but I thought they probably could have done yellow lightning in this and then just been it's because he opened a portal or something in Batman v Superman.
See, this is where my problem lies though, is that I'm approaching this the same way I was approaching Suicide Squad. I'm okay with Wonder Woman because outside of it, I just automatically have a disposition that I'm not going to like this because of Batman vs Superman.
Yeah,
they're doing the same thing with Suicide Squad where it looks tonally completely different. They were going for they were going for Marvel film. Let's be honest, they were going for Marvel film. It's cute and it's funny and it's cool. Look at this. Look at the cool fights. But it's still got that Batman vs Superman thing of I saw Batman vs Superman and you can't undo that. All these funny happy jokes is just oh haha he threw the thing, oh haha Flash hasn't got any friends, Batman killed 30 people. That happened, still happened.
I don't know, I did like the trailer quite a bit.
I did
because I do like the tone they're going for, but I don't trust Zack Snyder.
Exactly, that's exactly it. That's my problem, is the trailer looks good ish. I like the trailer, but my problem with it lies in the fact that I watched Batman vs Superman, and it's why I feel bad for Suicide Squad, because Suicide Squad, every trailer they release, it looks better. I want to see it more. But from the offset, at first I was I'm going to go see Suicide Squad. That could be cool. And I came out of Batman vs Superman saying I will die before I go to see Suicide Squad in cinemas. And I don't know. I feel like Zack Snyder has unfairly screwed over the DC cinematic universe for me.
Yeah, I don't. He's just. I don't have any faith in him whatsoever.
Nope. His good days have long gone. He did 2 good films.
Yeah.
And even one of those is subjectively good. Because Watchmen,
Watchmen. Both of them were subjectively good.
No, the zombie one. Dawn of the Dead.
That's just a reboot.
Yeah, but that was objectively kind of fun. That was a pretty, because it didn't rely much on directing skill. So that was an objectively pretty good movie, I think. Whereas Watchmen is very subjective. Some people love this, some people hate it.
Yeah.
I love Watchmen, even though there are some pretty glaring faults.
Yeah.
I love it. But yeah, he's completely proven. And David Goyer. Let's not even get me started on David Goyer. He's a hack and I hate him. Have you listened to David Goyer? Fuck you. I wanted to say that on the radio for a year. We've not even been doing the radio for a year. For the 6 months I've been on the radio, I've wanted to say that. Fuck you.
Yeah, do you feel accomplished now?
I feel relieved.
if anyone's come over from the radio from our like 50 plugs we had on it the other day, then you will know of Dan's hatred of David Goyer. Seriously, it's a recurring theme.
3 episodes devoted to me ranting on him.
Yeah, there was one because he's doing the new Krypton TV show, which is like 100 years before Krypton blows up or whatever.
Right.
And I was looking at it and I was like, this could be alright. And then Dan
I walk in and sit down.
He saw on my computer monitor, I hadn't even said anything, he just said, Dan, I could see your computer monitor there. And I see that David Goyer's.
Yeah, no, I didn't even say that. I sat down, saw that he was on Den of Geek, and I was like, oh, hey, what's he looking at? I saw Krypton, I thought, oh, that could be cool. And I saw it, and I just went, David Goyer! Just stood up ready to scream. That's more how the interaction went.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hate David Goyer. Is he working on Justice League?
Probably.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it. But moving on.
Yep.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I would say it's a more redeeming trailer from DC.
Yeah, so it's really colourful.
Yeah.
And I like that. Because there's been... one of my biggest problems with Batman v Superman, everyone's like it's a bad film, but, you know, you can't deny that Zack Snyder's action...
You absolutely can.
And like... his style's not good, and I despise his style.
Yeah.
So there was nothing good for me in that film, because everything was just grey.
It worked again. Going back to Watchmen, I think his style, that like bleak, dark, depressing. I don't know if the dude's got some problems inside or whatever, but like, it worked in Watchmen because Watchmen's a very cynical, deep, depressing film. Not Batman vs Superman. It absolutely did not work.
No, not at all. But yeah, Wonder Woman looks really colourful. The action looks brilliant.
Yeah, the action looks good.
I like the look of their lasso.
Yeah,
like, she's got like the colour golden.
I didn't expect them to like make it shine like it did, because I thought they'd just be like, oh look, she's got a lasso, and it's really clearly the lasso of truth now. Yeah. Because in Batman v Superman, she just used it to tie up Doomsday.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I always thought she didn't have it. I forgot.
Yeah, she had it. She tied him up at the end, like at the very end.
She tied him up at the end, and she was like, "Tell me the truth, Doomsday."
It's almost as if she's got, oh shit, I got this.
Yeah. She's like, I may as well use it.
Yeah, like, because in this, it looks like she's going to use it. It's clearly the lasso of truth, which I'm very happy about. And yeah, it just seems so much more accurate to her character. She doesn't, because I have been worried that Chris Pine would be the main focus of this film, because, you know, first female driven superhero film, they're going to be cautious with that. But no, she's definitely very clearly the
main character.
Yeah, the main character.
I'm looking forward to like it almost feels like they're trying to one up Marvel. Because like Marvel had the first Avenger, and they had you know, Captain America like fighting Nazis, and they're like, well, we're going to go back and we're going to fight World War I German soldiers. Beat that.
Yeah, but DC's beating them in the female superhero game now.
They are. They were the first out the gate with a female superhero, and Marvel have been putting these out since 2007.
Yeah.
So maybe they should pick their game up a bit. Although I think Joss Whedon was it Joss Whedon, or was it someone else was talking about
Joss
actually
Whedon
doing a Black Widow movie?
That he'd be willing to do a Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
Like they've confirmed that they're doing that.
Yeah.
So if Joss Whedon wanted to come on for it,
so that'd be interesting.
That'd be pretty cool.
Well, I was going to say something about Wonder Woman. I don't like the comedy they're doing. It feels like that generic, unfunny movie comedy.
Every blockbuster I see now looks like, oh, we need to throw a quip in here.
Yeah.
The
quip in this was like shit though. It was like, I'm the daughter of Zeus. Oh, that's neat. I'm like, it was a longer pause than that.
It was such an awkward silence.
Yeah. It's like, did someone forget to edit this? like was Chris Pine able to switch cameras? Chris, go! He's like, line. That's neat.
That's neat.
Here's a common theme though, isn't it? In every single trailer, they're like, oh shit, we forgot to put the joke in. It's like, oh, it's the best joke we can come up with. That's neat.
Well, yeah, I think every, like, say 5-year span, you can tell when a certain trailer's from.
Yeah.
Because they all have their unique style, but every single trailer within that 5-year span will be in that pretty much in the exact style. And the 5 years that are going on at the moment seem to be okay, so we need a lot of action, make it look really depressing, but then have one joke just before we finish the trailer with a massive action montage.
You've got to make sure you have that drum beat that goes and then you'll have gunshots going at the same time as that drum beat as well.
That was like, I was like, is that percussion, or is that the machine gun firing in the trailer?
I mean, Doctor Strange is a good example, but I think I like that joke.
I thought it was a good joke because I thought the Doctor Strange one, which I would say is the best trailer to come out of Comic-Con.
I think we can all agree.
Which we can all agree on, I think.
Are we moving on to Doctor Strange?
Not yet. I've got some more to say about Wonder Woman. I'm not letting DC off the hook. But yeah, like Doctor Strange had a funny quip. The quip was good. It was funny. It wasn't stupid. Like,
it was thought about.
Yeah. And it was like, it worked in the context. Like, what has... That's neat. Got to do with I'm the daughter of Zeus or whatever. Like, it's just nothing. What I will say about the Wonder Woman trailer is I've completely forgotten my point.
Great.
Oh man, yeah, it's gone.
Cool.
Something about percussion. Something about something else. It was going to be something funny.
Was it one of your lame jokes?
No, it wasn't a lame joke. It was a valid point. I can't remember. I was going to say something about the trailer. It'll come back to me later.
If we all just like laugh now, we can pretend that we accidentally cut it out.
Yeah. I hope you don't cut that out.
Shut your face. I'm sick of your shit, man.
Oh no. So yeah, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. I'm so excited for this film.
It's so good.
You've been talking non-stop about it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm just so glad that in this, like, just to be honest, this year has been the year of the mediocre films. There's been a lot that haven't been too bad, but pretty much none of them have been good, other than Civil War and the one we'll get onto later.
I've got a funny anecdote about that actually. So Warcraft came out this year, didn't it? And I think the best way to describe Warcraft is incredibly mediocre, right?
No, I would say it's complete shit.
I was shopping on the other day. I bought an official licensed Warcraft the film T-shirt. £4.
Why would you do that?
It was there, and it was £4 for an official license. It came with like the cool tags and everything. For an official licensed Warcraft the movie T-shirt, it was £4, reduced from like 12. So that's how good that film is. I've also thought I've thought of my funny point as well. I was going to say, when you were saying about how every film trailer's got to have the quip, I was going to say, like, Batman vs Superman did it the worst.
Oh yeah,
you know, with the I thought she was with you.
It's just dreadful.
And then you know the guitar riff, the da 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 da. Well, you know, however it goes, the shit Wonder Woman guitar riff.
Nah, they didn't have the Wonder Woman guitar riff in the
I thought they did.
Superman trailer. No, they had it was like some crappy one that was just for like
just filler.
those three, and it's just like
but yeah,
some shit like that.
Yeah, but it popped up every time.
Yeah,
It popped up so many times.
Not like, are you on about in the film?
No, I'm talking about in the trailer.
Yeah, in the trailer they didn't have it.
In the film they had the riff.
In the film, it's just overused. And it just makes
the
no
email
sense.
theme.
Like, the email theme.
Not in a film show opening
so
of email.
Annoying. Why do you need this massive electric guitar riff when she double clicks on a file?
I feel sorry for her if that theme follows her all around in her day-to-day life.
I want in Wonder Woman in the film, I want her to get like a telegram off someone, and she opens the telegram and just playing.
Just like it's coming through. It's just like and like it comes through this massive.
It just comes through like really long, because she goes like the rotary phone. It's like and she's like slowly spinning the rotary round.
It just goes on for like 10 minutes while she's getting this message through, just constantly. It's
this theme going as she's translating the Morse code. Like someone's like beeping her, and she's like translating it. It's just 10 minutes of her writing it down. Was that a beep or a dash? But yeah, back to Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
anyway.
Doctor Strange. It's great.
It's so cool. They've really got all the. I'm a sucker for that kind of like weird reality bending like kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm honestly, you probably all hate me. I'm not a big fan of Inception. I don't really like the film. Visual work, like when the city's like falling over itself, it's like a shot everyone remembers. Stuff like that, I love.
That's
looks
literally
great.
what I was thinking of when you said that.
Yeah. Well, it's just I'm just so happy that it's a different kind of film because these Marvel films at the moment seem to have just the same formula for everything, but this, it looks so just unique. It's visual, as you say, like the visual style of it. That shot when like they're in New York and everything's just folding in, but it's not like Inception where it's just like one layer, just
everything
like 5
is
different spots where it's folding in.
I love
itself.
that shot where the monk is like stood by the church arches, and they start like the church arches start like flipping, and it's like panned to the side, and it's like a kaleidoscope, and it's all just like breaking off, and it looks really awesome.
It's just insane.
I think they're definitely their most ambitious project to date, because like there are the side ones, like the more adventurous ones. You've got Guardians of the Galaxy, I'd say was a side one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So was Ant-Man.
And Ant-Man,
Ant-Man was.
And Guardians of the Galaxy was kind of safe as far as like these side bets go, because it was just Avengers in space. Good, really good.
Ant-Man's just Iron Man again.
Yeah, Ant-Man is Iron Man again. Ant-Man, what I really liked with Ant-Man though is they did some very good character work that you wouldn't have found in the main series. I always think Ant-Man's character, I mean, I guess spoilers for like a year-old film. His aim is like he's split from his wife and his daughter, and her daughter's got a new stepdad. Like his wife's remarried. And instead of like the interesting dynamic was like, I'm going to make the stepdad the bad guy and my wife's going to hate him, the stepdad legit is the good guy. Like he is better than Ant-Man in every single way. And like his aim is not to replace his stepdad, it's to just become a dad again to his daughter.
Yeah.
And like that was very interesting character writing.
He's like what Riddick should have been from San Andreas.
Look, I respect your relationship with your father, but I will let you die.
I will throw this man into a tornado. So Doctor Strange, it just looks so different. I'm so excited for it.
Blake is just sat there in the car like, real dad never would have gotten crushed by a freighter. Bicep wouldn't have allowed it.
Yeah, cool.
Watch Doctor Strange trailer. If any of them, watch the Doctor Strange trailer, because it's the best.
If you're like in a situation where you have 2 minutes and nothing else, watch the Doctor Strange trailer.
The man's got a gun to your head,
and
he's like,
which
"What's
one
the
of
best
these
Comic-Con trailer? I'm going to watch it now, and if it's not good, I will shoot you." Just be like, "Watch Doctor Strange." And I'll watch Wonder Woman.
Has that happened to you before, Dan?
That has happened to me before.
After every Comic-Con, someone kidnaps Dan, puts a gun to his head, and asks him to watch.
Tell me the good trailers.
I was wondering why you started drinking.
That's why I started drinking. It was 4 Comic-Cons ago.
That's all the trailers then, really.
Yeah, those were the. I can't think of any other trailers.
There were more. There was the Lego Batman trailer.
Oh yeah.
It's a spin-off of the Lego movie.
No way.
Yeah.
Shit.
Wouldn't have got that.
Did not expect that.
No.
Well, you're saying someone did a spin? I've never heard of a spin-off.
In fairness, there's like 50 Lego Batman films that are just done by DC, and they're like a spin-off of the games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they're just all terrible, like straight-to-video stuff.
Yep.
But this looks legitimately good.
Why did they choose Lego Batman, though, of all the characters? I don't think he was... I think there were more interesting characters than Lego Batman.
I think it's because DC paid them. That's not like a cynical, I hate capitalism thing. I think that's legit. DC were like, hey, Batman vs Superman didn't do well.
Yeah.
Everyone liked Lego Batman, I guess. Here, take some money.
I think also, like Lego Batman in the film was one of the standout characters. Although, like, there were some more interesting characters, I guess you could say. He is like probably the best character.
I liked him up until they did something really terrible with the writing. It's by far the worst moment of the film. It's just awful. Is the bit when Wildstar goes to Batman and is like, "Is it okay if I break up with you to date Emmett?" And it's like the stupidest and weirdest thing ever. It's like, can I have your permission to not be with you? It's like what?
I wouldn't put that on Batman, mate. I'd put that on Wild
It's
Style.
I'd put that on the writers.
To be honest, though, it is a bit depressing for Ben Affleck knowing that the Lego version of him is better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really liked, there was like the first trailer that came out for this, and Alfred comes up to him, and he just like, he goes through and he's like, "You've gone through some weird phases, sir." And like he just lists all the films.
Yeah.
Like he goes like that time in the 60s when you dressed up like in this blue spandex and like and he's like, and your edgy time in 2008.
That's brilliant.
It's great.
It was good.
It looks proper funny.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I might go watch it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much all the trailers. There was some news came out of Comic-Con though.
Mm-hmm.
We got confirmation that Thor Ragnarok will essentially be like sort of half Planet Hulk from the comics.
Yeah.
I saw some Hulk armor.
Yeah, so it's gladiator gear. Planet Hulk is a storyline where Hulk gets blasted off to space by the Illuminati in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
The Illuminati is not the organization that is that controls the government or whatever this bollocks
As
is.
you do.
It's a team. The main two members are Iron Man and Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And so they decide the Hulk's too dangerous to be on Earth, and they just blast him off into space.
Fair enough.
He lands on a planet where he gets forced into like a gladiator
Arena combat thing, yeah.
Can you force the Hulk though to do anything?
Well, they have like these weird, like
cattle prods.
Yeah,
okay.
They have like a bomb sort of implanted in him. I think I can't remember to be honest.
Okay.
It's a long
Just
time.
tase him.
Long time since
Get
I
in that
read it.
arena.
But it's universally accepted by most fans of the Hulk that it's one of the best Hulk storylines.
Okay.
So many people are extremely excited for this.
It's looking good.
It is looking good. I don't want the film to be a straight up Hulk film.
No.
Because it is a Thor film first of all, and I just hope it's not. They're not just trying to make, because basically they don't have distribution rights for the Hulk.
No.
So if they make a standalone Hulk film, they owe Universal money rather than just taking it all in themselves.
Yeah. So they're going to be careful of how much Hulk they put into this film.
Well, yeah, because they can't make a film now unless they're willing to give Universal some money. They can't make a film where Hulk is the main character for it.
Okay.
So it does make me worry a bit that they're just using Thor as a way to make a standalone Hulk film. But, it could be good. There's some images, like some concept art that was released of Thor and Hulk, like in the arena, so Thor's fighting as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So, it does look good, to be fair. Chris Hemsworth has got short hair.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Not interested now.
What are you on about? He's a magical man when he has short hair.
Still hasn't recovered from that Ghostbusters shoot.
That reference though.
They're like, oh, you cut your hair off for this Ghostbusters role. He's like, no, I need it for Thor. He's like, you cut your hair off.
Priorities right there.
Yeah.
Can I share a cheeky bit of gossip news from the
guess.
Comic-Con
Sure.
world? They are talking.
I thought you were just gonna share some random gossip.
Real life gossip.
Did you hear about Rachel?
But so obviously the new Sherlock trailer came out. I won't go too much into it because this is mainly Marvel based. But so there are rumouring that Tom Hiddleston may play a part in Sherlock, if not in season 4 in the foreseeable future. And the reason they say that is because if you've ever watched the finale of season 3, there are slight talks about the other one. When Mycroft's talking about, obviously, Sherlock, and he's saying, what happened to the other one. And so there are lots of rumours and a lot of fans trying to connect the dots on that. So that might be something to look out for.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd welcome Tom Hiddleston into
I always
Sherlock.
welcome Tom Hiddleston. Yeah.
Tom Hiddleston improved most things.
he seems like he'd fit into that universe pretty well.
Yeah.
Because he's British.
Well, yeah, but basically just because he's like a better looking version of Benedict Cumberbatch.
Basically.
Unfortunately, yeah.
You got to see Doctor Strange.
They do look similar though, don't they? In a way.
They are very similar. Maybe not in their facial features.
Yeah.
In
They're
their
both
body
just
types.
stereotypical Brits, aren't they?
Yeah, they're both the type of guy that all American girls think they want.
I was just about to say that. Oh my god, I love a British guy.
You got to see
to
Doctor
Manchester.
Strange.
Sorry if anyone from Manchester's watching.
You got to see Doctor Strange.
fucking what?
They
Fucking what,
completely
mate?
replaced him.
Meets Devo. Devo.
Can we get MC Devo on one?
Oh, I fucking love MC7. Yeah. So yeah, that would be cool. I'd quite like to see Tommy Hiddleston in that. The Tick, right? Have you heard about this?
No.
Do you know what The Tick is?
No.
It's this this TV series that was on in, I think it was the 90s, and it's about a superhero that has the powers of a tick.
Oh no.
The powers of what?
It's meant to be like a tick, like a flea or whatever.
Like a nervous tick? Or?
A tick on the clock.
Of all the animals you could...
It's meant to be a parody of superheroes. It's getting a reboot on Amazon.
Oh no.
Fucking reboots.
I was just going to say, I'm starting to become allergic to the word reboot.
It's really annoying at this point. I think people are starting to catch on to it.
Yeah, it needs to... I mean, there's some good reboots. They need to stop.
Yeah, there's not enough to warrant this keep happening.
No.
I just think it gives classic films a bad name. Like, I feel like this Ghostbusters hype is giving Ghostbusters a bad name now.
Yeah.
We mentioned this last week. My problem with it is like when they do a reboot in the way they do Ghostbusters, new Ghostbusters has completely wiped out old Ghostbusters. Like old Ghostbusters, Bill Murray Ghostbusters doesn't exist in that universe anymore.
Yeah.
Like doesn't exist in any universe. Like we mentioned it when we were talking about Star Trek last week. So like Ghostbusters just doesn't exist. So you can watch it and it's a fun film, but there's no point because it doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dan.
Sorry, I just looked at how long we've been recording. And
What is
we've
it?
been recording for 42 minutes, and we're still on news.
But we still haven't talked about... Oh, man. Can you put a timestamp? Just edit yourself in at the start.
Yeah, I will do.
Here, I'll give you a cut. It's, please skip to 42 minutes so we can realise that we spent 42 minutes talking about the news.
Okay, so I just want to quickly go over Marvel Netflix stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there were some trailers released. One for Luke Cage. There was a teaser for Iron Fist and a teaser for the Defenders.
And a teaser for Daredevil.
I think it was just an image, wasn't there? Or was
It was just like a video of like a subway sign.
Alright.
And some blood splattered on it.
Cool. Yeah, so we've been watching Daredevil season 2
We
this
have.
week,
I've been getting
we?
Dan back into Daredevil.
I got like
season
halfway
2.
through season 2, and then I just got really busy with like college and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll come back to that. I just never went back to
6
it.
months later.
I finally forked out.
At least you started it.
Yeah.
But
Have you not started any of it?
I'm
Oh,
a
mate.
huge Daredevil fan. Though. Huge.
Yeah,
fan.
it's a really good series to be fair.
I finally forked out for Netflix. So I'm going to get around to watching it.
Yeah, it's really good. Jessica Jones is good as well. Although I don't think it's up to Daredevil
No.
standards. But
it had
is
to be different from Daredevil.
it's definitely a different kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think each of the individual series are going to be
have
quite,
their own merits.
Yeah, they're going to be quite different to each other.
Mm-hmm.
The Defenders, that does make... I'm not quite sure what they're going to go for with the Defenders.
I'm just really scared.
I'm quite
Defenders.
skeptical about it because, as you say, they've gone for completely different tones with like each series, and Luke Cage looks like it's going to be more comedy driven than the other two as well, and it does make me a bit concerned as to how they're gonna.
It's just a mainstream thing now, is colliding superheroes together, and it seems that that the Defenders was something that had to happen rather than them wanting it to happen.
Yeah,
happened with the Avengers, happened with the Justice League.
Yeah.
You know, it's just something that I just hope they don't fuck it up too bad, to be honest.
Yeah, I I have faith in them because what they've released so far has been really good. To be fair,
everything has been beyond my expectations.
Yeah, we need to get around to finishing. We're on the last episode.
We are actually watching the finale.
We started watching it before we went out to see Star Trek today.
The only thing I've seen of Daredevil of season 2 of Daredevil is the stairway scene.
The stairway scene. Yeah. I was telling Ethan about this yesterday. Like,
what happens?
So like, there's episode 4 of Daredevil is my favorite scene, my favorite episode of season 2, because there's just this huge 10-minute fight sequence just going down the stairs in this apartment building,
right?
And
brilliant,
because Daredevil's fighting sequences are really good because it never feels like he quite has although he has the upper hand, he's always just constantly getting hit through him.
But that's what makes you on the edge. You never I'll come back to this in 5 minutes when he's running. He's always struggling.
Yeah, the whole time he's just he's constantly getting destroyed. Yeah. And it's difficult to watch, but it's just amazing, really.
But it's I think it's 4.5 minutes long.
Yeah.
And it's not like a lot of people think it is, but it's presented as just one unbroken take. They really hide the cuts really well.
Yeah.
So it looks like just a 4.5 minute scene of just Daredevil fighting.
Yeah.
It's really great. It's the only thing I've seen of season 2. Fantastic.
Have you watched?
I've seen the first couple episodes.
You should watch.
I need to.
You should watch.
Because there's another
the
Punisher's scene.
Yeah. The Punisher's prison break.
Oh yeah.
Is just brutal.
Gruesome as hell.
That's the other thing. This series has been
dark.
It's so much more gory than the last.
It's never dark and depressing as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They deliberately are trying to split everything up and try and.
But I was because from episode 3 or 4, I was well, this is a lot more gruesome because there's this one bit, but it gets worse. It gets worse than this. But there's this one bit in episode 3 or 4. They're torturing the Punisher, and they get a drill, and just drill it into his foot, and you just see it, and it's just splattering blood everywhere. It's vile, but it's really cool. Right, we should probably get into Star Trek because we're almost at 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so Star Trek was good.
Yeah.
Best Star Trek film out of the 3.
It's my personal favourite.
Yeah.
I've not seen Into Darkness, but I prefer it to 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said when we came out, it felt like an episode of the original series, or it felt like one of the original films.
Yeah. Just to be clear, sorry, we'll do non-spoiler and then.
Yeah, non-spoiler. Obviously.
Yeah.
But it felt like 70s. All the characters really... And it's one thing I've liked from the start, is that, from the start they looked the part. They all look like the characters they were playing, because they're all quite older now, because it's been, 9 years since the first part or something. So now they're all
supposed
older.
To be back in the movies? Then
yeah.
Okay.
In the movie chronology, it's been 3 years, I think, hasn't it? But it's been 9 years since the first one came out. Wow. But
wow.
Because now they're all older. Because Chris Pine's what did we decide? Was he 36? I think.
Yeah.
I had to ask you because I thought he did.
Yeah, I thought he was younger, but yeah, he looks a lot like Shatner's Kirk, and they all look their parts so well, which is why I got confused at times.
They look a lot more similar to the old cast than they have in the previous films. Because I noticed in the scene where Spock and Kirk are in the lift, Spock looks just so much like Leonard Nimoy in that shot.
The way he's holding himself and the way he's posed,
but even his face, for some reason, it just looked more like Leonard Nimoy. I'm not quite sure why. I don't know if they've put minor prosthetics on or something.
They may have done, because he looks a lot like him.
Yeah.
But I think Chris Pine looks very much like William Shatner did.
Yeah.
He just has the same kind of look, and he just got Kirk down, especially because this film has less of an action kind of focus, or it's got an action focus, but it's more like the original series. There's a lot of sneaking around, and there's a lot of talking, there's a lot of fist fights and stuff.
It's a lot of fun though as well.
It's very fun and
goofy.
Yeah.
That's the main thing I thought I took away from this. It's just a really fun film.
Yeah.
It's a lot more adventurous, it's a lot more exciting.
And then there's that one scene, like not going into spoilers, near the end of the film, which we all know which one we're talking about, which is just so unbelievably goofy.
Yeah.
But like the best thing is they kind of introduce the fact that scene's going to happen like 5 minutes beforehand. They're like, oh, this is going to happen, I guess.
But if I'd heard that before I seen the movie, I would have been like,
it's the perfect thing.
Work?
That shot, it's in the trailer. The shot where the Enterprise is like in a tunnel kind of thing of ships. That shot's in the trailer. Completely different in the film.
Yeah.
Like the same shot is there.
Yeah,
totally, completely different. And
it's
so
all
much
just
better.
because of the soundtrack. Like,
It is absolutely.
In the trailer, the first trailer for this, I really liked.
Yeah.
Because it had. I don't think it was Sabotage, but it was another Beastie Boys song.
Yeah.
And it really worked with the tone that worked with the tone of this film.
Yeah.
Whereas the other trailers are like really dark and depressing.
didn't feel like it to me.
No, not at all. As I say, the first trailer, it didn't get a great reaction,
No.
so I think they tried to steer away from the actual tone of the film.
Yeah. Because the opening, maybe the first 20, it takes about 25-30 minutes to get going.
Yeah.
The opening 20-25 minutes, after the first 10 minutes or so, there's like a 15-20 minute gap where it's just it's very dark and depressing. You know, the whole stuff with the Enterprise.
Heartbreaking, yeah.
That was very, I don't know, depressing. Just like some of the stuff that was happening.
Yeah.
And
I
like,
couldn't believe it. Is this a joke?
with like again, without getting into spoilers, the bit where McCoy pulls up the scanner and like looks at the dude.
Yeah,
and that bit's, I was there just like, what right in this is this film?
Yeah,
this is, and then I don't know. It's
there were a couple of points where rating system became a problem again.
Thematically, like we were saying last week, again, there's a lot of dark themes.
Yeah, this just keeps coming up though.
Yeah.
It's not really going to change.
No, it's not. But like we mentioned it last week. If you heard us last week, there's a problem in that like there's just quite a few dark themes in the film. Like I don't think it shouldn't have been a 15. I don't think.
No, I think it should have been. I think they should have
a flat 12.
Like not a 12A.
Yeah,
they should have separation between a 12A and a 12.
Because I wouldn't. There were no kids seeing the film with us. I wouldn't have been comfortable like letting my kids see.
No.
Maybe like the last hour and a half, sure, but like that first half an hour, I would not have been comfortable with my kids seeing if I had one.
Your 15-year-old child.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a 10-year-old child who may like Star Trek, but he ain't seen this film. So sorry,
if he comes from your loins, then of course he has to, or you'll disown him.
He comes from my loins. He's got to listen to what I say.
I think, as you say, the first 20-25 minutes of the film do get quite dark, but after that, it's just a romp.
Yeah, it's what I said.
Much like the first 20 minutes of Into Darkness.
Yeah, like I said,
it's just like a constant high.
The first 20 minutes or so, like I already said, dark, but just, I don't want to say boring, but basically boring. Like I kept waiting for the film to start. Like stuff was happening, but it felt like we're starting the movie in a minute. This is build up to the movie.
I get that, but at the same time, I didn't feel at any point like, all right, they're taking too long to get to this.
Yeah, I never felt like that. I just thought it was more like, oh, I hope it kind of gets to it soon.
Because although those parts were a bit dull,
I think it was needed.
Yeah, it was absolutely needed.
It was definitely needed, and also, yeah, they were dull, but I was never like, this is dragging on at all. Because it does happen fast. Like you see in the trailer that the Enterprise gets destroyed.
Yeah.
And that happens much sooner than I thought it would.
Yeah, I was surprised. For me, this film, a lot of stuff to love. One of my particular favourite things was the details. Like, you know, the old saying, the devil's in the details. The bit that still stands out in my mind at the moment, when the Enterprise does get destroyed and the saucer part hits the planet, when it comes to a stop at the end, and it's like, it's got debris running out. If you look, there are just like tiny little like rocks and pieces of metal like skittering down it and making little like skittering noises. That was brilliant. Yeah. That was just such a minute, weird detail. And I was like, that's great.
Yeah. I think there was a lot more detail in the Enterprise in this one as well. There's like a load of shots from the exterior of it.
Yeah,
and, you see all the windows and stuff, which aren't seen in the previous Star Trek films.
Yeah, there's a lot more focus on the like, hey, this is a huge ship.
Yeah. Because I've always felt with like Into Darkness and the first one, there's like 3 sections to this ship.
Yeah.
But this, it did, and the crew actually felt like
more involved.
There was like there was a shot at one point. There was like 60, 70 crew members.
Like, when they're on the planet.
Yeah,
and they're just all walking around. Yeah, it's because they just felt a lot more involved in it.
Yeah,
and like they felt like they were legitimately part of the crew, rather than in previous films where all of them would just be red shirts.
But they had to be because they're a vital part of the story.
Yeah,
this time, so they have to be.
They had a big important role to play, but it was just cool that there were so many individual crew members. They really throw diversity in there, and that was really cool.
But there's like that bit at the start when there's like Kirk's narrating and he's talking about his journey and stuff.
Yeah,
and there's just random members of the crew just hooking up that he's talking about.
he's like, people on the crew fuck.
And I love that
was a direct quote. Don't take your kids.
I love that Chekhov in this is just becoming some like womanizer. He's just getting kicked out of some woman's flat. And
some woman's like green alien woman's just like, get out.
And then like, and then at the end, he's like trying to pick up this girl, and he's like, you know, this whiskey it was created in Russia, and he's just like trying to. I don't know. It's just great.
The exact. I can't make the exact noise she makes, because whatever it was like. It was just bizarre, the noise she made. I'm going to assume it was like that's cool noise.
What's surreal though is I've never seen like a day-to-day life in the Enterprise. It was so cool seeing a little detail that I like is when he's got the coffee mug and he's like waking up and he's like, it's my normal job. Like, I gotta sit in that fucking chair again.
You know? The fact that like he sits down, he spills a bit, and he's like, for God's sake, another day at the office.
It felt like a sitcom.
It really did. It had a lot more life in it. I think Justin Lin did a fantastic job. I didn't know how to feel about this because he did the what's it called films. Vin Diesel, but he did leave like the Fast and Furious films, so I thought this was a weird kind of like horizontal step.
I felt like there was a Fast and Furious vibe, like a Fast and Furious 5 or 6 vibe from it, because they're like proper goofy films, but they're really fun.
6 is still one of my most fun films because it's just so dumb and bizarre. 6 has got the bit where like there's a tank just mayheming down the road, and there's a bit where we're in the plane and the plane's on like an endless runway and all sorts of stuff. And this had a very goofy vibe as well. It wasn't, after that initial kind of seriousness, it stopped being so serious. There were occasional weird cuts of really dark stuff, but only once or twice. Like there's that one really kind of like almost traumatic moment. It only lasts like 5 or 6 seconds with like Sulu and
but that's them having to go back and remind yourself
that's them being like,
not go overboard.
This is a bad guy. I was sat there in my seat like, oh god, is this a horror film?
But so Idris Elba plays the main bad guy in this, and at the start I didn't even realise it was Idris Elba. To be honest,
I couldn't even tell the difference of which one, because there were two. There was obviously the leader, and then he had like a
his subordinate, wasn't it?
I couldn't tell the difference within the first 10 minutes of seeing them both.
But he was a really good villain, which is not happened yet in these.
No,
in the
Star Trek films. They did the thing I like. They did the thing that I'm usually a bit wary about. That's a completely different emotion. I absolutely do not like this. But they did the thing that usually makes me a bit wary, where they kind of save a lot of his explanation until near the end.
Like that doesn't happen very often.
It happened in Civil War, and I think it happened well in Civil War. It also happened in, what other film were we talking about where it happened then? Was it Star Trek 1, I think? Where like they don't really tell you anything until near the end about the bad guy.
No, it wasn't Star Trek 1.
Was that Into Darkness?
I had problems with Star Trek 1's villain.
Oh yeah, he did. No, not in terms of I liked it. Like on the opposite side of the coin.
Yeah,
they did it in Star Trek 1. Like they kind of withheld a lot of stuff until a bit later on.
He does say like pretty much straight away. He's like, he does,
doesn't he? What film is it? I'm thinking of another.
I don't know.
There's another film that handles it bad, but this is one of those films where that drop where they're like, this is the bad guy, this is what he's done, this is why he does it. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, because in this it felt like a twist, whereas in Civil War it's just you are explaining his motives at the very end of the film, so I don't care.
But you don't
this it really is a twist.
You don't expect it really. You don't expect that plot twist, because I thought it was too late in the film to start the threat again.
Well, I thought you've not given him any motive,
and
you're going to explain this at the end, and I'm going to be pissed off. But they couldn't really give him his motive at the start because of the twist.
It was a big twist, wasn't it? But like that whole cut from like Ahara to Idris Elba was just so well done. Like because the Ahara scene went on quite a bit. So when you get that cut from Ahara,
I was going to apologise for that obvious audio fault that we just had, but
I'm covering for it.
What happened? Nothing happened.
I'm very sorry, guys. My computer fucked me over. So,
See, I was gonna
we went and got some drinks and shit, didn't we?
I was going to be a professional and just keep rolling with the punches.
I think the professional thing to do is apologise to our loyal listeners.
Absolutely not.
Do you know what isn't professional? Dan, why the fuck are you on Pokemon Go?
Because my phone charged up in the break. We actually had a 3-hour break.
Anyway, we're talking about the twist.
We're talking about the twist, yeah. So when Ahara finds out the twist, and it cuts to the bad guy, and it's like it's a really cool like, oh wait, what's going on? And then they leave it for like 5 minutes. For like 5 minutes, they're just like, oh no, all this stuff's happening, and then they cut back to the bad guy again. And they do, I kind of want to get into spoilers, but they do like a really cool thing where they only shoot him from like a weird mid shot at the back, so you only get like the back of his head. And like that's really awesome.
Yeah,
really well done.
He had kind of weird wrinkles at the back of his head. Didn't anyone else notice that?
He had like little
like
like
a triangle.
lines, like fat lines. And it looked like he was kind of like putting his head up, like he had his like neck down into his shoulders and like putting his head up.
Let's try not to get too much into spoilers though at the moment.
Shall we move on to spoilers?
No.
They'll be so disappointed to find that out.
We'll move on to spoilers in a bit.
Okay.
So as I said with the previous Star Trek films, cinematography's just brilliant.
Visual effects always on point.
The visual effects I had slight problems with.
There's the one that got to me a little bit, and it's when how can I say this though?
There's some stuff when he's on the bike.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. It's when you first see the bike.
Yeah,
going up, that was so dodgy.
It doesn't look great. There was a lot of because obviously J.J. Abrams isn't directing this one.
No, he's just producer.
And I think that does show in the visual effects because he is really good at visual effects.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's just some slightly dodgy parts that I wasn't quite.
Yeah.
Like,
I was
don't get me wrong.
Space.
Majority of stuff in it was brilliant.
Yeah.
But there were some like little dodgy bits, like as you say, the bike. Some of the like the enemy soldiers, they didn't look great.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall it was like the effects were pretty decent. I felt that there was a lot of like motion blur to compensate for the slightly worse effects. But there was nothing that took me out of the film.
The personal highlights for me were cinematography and sound.
Yeah.
The score was brilliant.
Yeah.
The score was
really
so good in this one. Like just a lot of really well timed music for like the scenes. There was that one, try not to get too far into spoilers, but that one where they approach like the planet.
Yeah.
And there's like a weird little just like piano two notes basically playing.
That was brilliant.
That was really good. It really fit. It really was just really made the mood.
Mm-hmm.
Another part where they walk into that room. Who was it? It was the girl. I've forgotten what her name is.
Ahara. Is it Ahara?
Ahara, yeah.
Yeah, Ahara. Yeah, when they walk into that room and there's just this flute over the top and it like does this little motif. It goes like up and down the belt.
Yeah.
And it's literally just that. It's really creepy and eerie. I thought it was good.
Yeah, the score. I don't know who did the score. Really fits the tone.
It was Michael Giacchino.
One thing I'm happy with visually, less lens flares.
Yeah, there pretty much wasn't any.
Well, it's not J.J. Abrams, so there's like I didn't even notice any, to be honest.
No.
I can't remember. I mean, there must have been, but I can't remember.
I think Into Darkness went way too far with lens flares. Like,
so funny.
They were alright in 2009 Star Trek.
They were there, but
Into Darkness got like every shot had just some form of lens flare.
Yeah,
but I think part of the reason for that is because they spend more time in those films in the actual Enterprise, whereas this time they can't.
Yeah, and it was nice to have a different location, I guess.
It's great.
Like, although Into Darkness and the previous Star Trek film, they did go to different locations,
but it was usually like it was a side thing. Like the Enterprise was the main setting.
70% of those films were in the Enterprise, and this one, obviously, they were forced out of it, and it was really interesting to see like the different environments.
The other thing I like they did with the Enterprise a lot as well is there was a lot of because obviously it's in space, and in space you've got like 4-dimensional movement, haven't you?
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff with like, Enterprise is sideways now, Enterprise is upside down. So there's a lot of them like running along because the Enterprise has got like curved like corridors, isn't it? Like harsh ones. There's a lot of them like running along like the curved walls instead of like the floor, or like going across the roof and stuff.
Yeah, I like the way they had the gravity changing as well through different scenes, and then as they landed, it was all changing when they were falling. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it was it was just like the way it was shot was just brilliant.
I heard that so well. That was such an intimate sit down.
What a
It just all went into my nose. On
You're fucking not drinking right then, are you?
No, it's because you made me laugh.
There was some more cool stuff in the way of again, we mentioned a bit last week, some more cool stuff in the way of Spock's character. Like this again was another very character driven one. This had one of my favourite Spock scenes of all. Without spoiling too much, it kind of perfectly summed up what they were going for with this. And it's a bit where he's like sat down in that room and he says death is illogical. Yeah. While like a tear like rolls down his cheek, and it's like that perfect mix between like he's a Vulcan, so logic and stuff, but
very
like
contradictive.
It's like he's like and like just the way the tear rolls down, like he's not crying, it just like escapes and rolls down on its own. It was so good.
Did you notice though, it cuts away from him when he has the tear there. Then it went back to his face again. The tear was gone.
Yeah, I was looking for the bit.
Why did you say that?
I was looking for the bit because he like when it cuts back to him, he like looks over to his side and like it exposes the side with the tear, and there's just no tear trail or anything. I was like, where did that go? That went somewhere.
One of the fun aspects though is him laughing.
Yeah. He has a brilliant laugh.
Yeah, it was a pretty creepy laugh.
It was creepy.
And Bones picks up on that.
Yeah.
I think McCoy found it creepy too.
Yeah, the Spock and Bones relationship in this is great. So like basically, once the Enterprise has crashed, like each character, characters get paired up in ways that you wouldn't really expect them to be paired up.
There's essentially 5 main characters in there.
And Bones and Spock get paired up, and their dynamic's just great.
Yeah.
Didn't see much dynamic between the other 2 pairs though.
I felt a bit between Kirk and Chekhov.
Yeah, my thing with the other 2 is that it wasn't as much about the dynamic, because I think the important thing with like Spock and McCoy is that they are already important characters in the Star Trek thing, but like the other 2 plot arcs involve Chekhov and Scotty, who are characters, like lovable characters, but they didn't have as much presence in the other ones. Chekhov less. Scotty less so. Like Chekhov was definitely more of a minor character.
Yeah,
and they've really come to the forefront.
I think I was saying to you once we left, it felt like they'd added some stuff that may not have got in if, unfortunately, Anton Yelchin hadn't have passed away before the film was finished, and it's definitely, it works in the film.
Yes,
and I'm happy that they've added more of him in, because it was
his last
role. It's his last role.
But it didn't feel forced, and it didn't feel like we should put in some of these bad scenes, because
they weren't bad.
They were
there
good.
were no bad scenes. I don't think really.
They had some very cool things. I think Anton Yelchin's whole part was just brilliant. Like I said, there's because he's paired with Kirk, and there's a couple scenes where Kirk's being like the action hero and he's like sliding down ramps and he's shooting stuff, and Chekhov's following him, like he's sliding down the ramp as well, but Chekhov will just be like screaming in the background. Like Kirk slides down, he's like shooting dudes, and Chekhov like slides down, he's like as he like slides down. It was brilliant. It was a really good kind of balance to it. This film felt very funny.
Yeah, Yeah,
But it wasn't trying
funny.
too hard at all.
No.
Trying at all. It was quite natural funny.
It was funny. It was character funny. It wasn't like, here's a joke from the script. It was the characters brought to life by the actors kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I think, as you say, the film definitely focused on characters a lot more than, not so much the first one, but more than Into Darkness.
Yeah.
And it really helped the film.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you don't... Because the whole thing, I feel the whole thing with Star Trek is... It's more about the characters than their journey.
If you see like the original series, obviously the best way to draw a parallel with this is with the original series. The first season of the original series is very character based because they don't have loads of money, they can't do loads of cool stuff. It's about characters, and this felt like it belonged in the original series. It felt like I was watching a 2-hour version of a half-hour episode from the original series. It felt so true to what it was supposed to be. It was brilliant. With all like the cool, all the like witty kind of, relationships between the characters, and just the way the action panned out and the way things panned out, it felt like a feature-length episode. I think
what helped it was obviously J.J. Abrams isn't part. Well, he is part of it. He's a producer, but J.J. Abrams' big thing with this Star Trek franchise is he's wanted to make Star Wars. And now he's made Star Wars, and they're able to go more into the direction of Star Trek with the Star Trek films, and I think it did help it out a lot. Because they're very different things, but now there's a good balance in this one of not pandering but sort of accepting the old fan base a bit more.
It almost feels like this. It feels like this is it's trying to bring the old series to the new audience more so than any of them. It's not trying to like make a hybrid. It's not trying to like mix things up. It's trying to bring the old series to the forefront for like a new audience.
I definitely felt like that because I've never been the hugest Star Trek fan. And I've always been like, I've always preferred Star Wars. But after seeing that, I'm like, I might go back and watch that original series because there are a couple of references that are basically saying to me, go back and watch the original, then you can really appreciate it.
It was my absolute favourite. It's not a spoiler, I guess I can drop this. My absolute, I was in love. They dropped the "Damn it, Jim" line. Like McCoy's like, "Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor." And when that came out, I just thought that was brilliant. That was one of the best. Normally I hate when they do things like that because normally it's like dead cheesy and tacked in. And
that
it was
fit in really well though.
It was the perfect moment to put it in.
So I think
you're saying it's like more like the series. I think that's because they're not focusing so much on one character as they have in the other ones, which has been more focused on Kirk and things like, especially Into Darkness.
First one Kirk, second one Kirk and Spock.
This one there's a lot of like interaction between different characters that you don't see in the other ones, and that's something you find more in TV shows because you get more episodes to develop different characters.
I agree.
And I think they've done well to do it all in 2 hours.
I think this one did also feel like, well, we've just come off a different episode of the TV show because it starts off, they're in the middle of a mission and it just falls straight into it, and then it sort of goes back to the ship, but even Kirk says our adventures at this point it's episodic, like it's just every other day, and it did feel like as you say, I guess it felt like just the TV show.
I was a little worried at first because like the Kirk storyline and the Scotty storyline were getting a lot of screen time, and the Leonard Nimoy? That came out of nowhere.
Spock.
The Spock, as he is called in the universe, the Leonard Nimoy. The Spock storyline kind of seemed to not be getting as much screen time. And then they really quickly corrected that and were like, right, let's just merge this with the Kirk storyline and let's just get scenes with both of them in because it's great. And it worked. It paid off really well. They did a thing where like it wasn't the entire film where it was just like split characters. Like they came together and they really worked. Like those five really kind of worked well together. In that little like close group. It was very very character driven. But like the thing I always thought is like there was another like little dude that works with Scotty in engineering, is like a little blue alien dude. not really a major character, they acted like he was a member of the crew. They acted like they knew who he was. They walked and they were like, oh, such and such has got an illness, and and that comes back, and Scotty's got this great dynamic with him where they when they rescue him and he's like, oh, here, he's like, give me a hug, he's like, oh,
shakes hands.
And it's like it makes you feel like you know these characters despite them never really being given names almost.
Yeah.
Shall we move on to spoiler
territory?
Yeah, I guess.
Can I say, if we're doing spoilers now?
Spoiler alert, throw that in.
Sulu's gay. Moving on.
That is a not big spoiler at all because
I didn't even notice.
It
happened.
Exactly.
But that's what I like, and that's why I don't want to talk about this much because it shouldn't. Personally, I think it shouldn't be made.
It's not
to be a big deal, even though I'm contradicting myself by talking about it.
And it's in the film. It's not made a big deal at all. We came out the cinema. Iwan turned to me and he was like, "I didn't see anything to do with the Sulu being gay thing that everyone's going on about."
I just totally missed it.
And because there's like a brief shot of Sulu and his husband and his child,
hugging.
And it's at the scene when everyone's sort of leaves the Enterprise, and it's like they're just going on with their regular lives. And it did feel like, well, if he went to a woman, no one would have blinked an eye.
You wouldn't have noticed it at all.
No,
it was. There's nothing I love more about when these kind of cameos are done, where it's just casually like, oh, they're gay. Yeah, who cares? Yeah. It's just who they are.
Yeah, and I know when we were talking about it on the podcast, Lewis and Brandon and us to some extent, we also thought that they're not going to approach this in the most delicate way they can. Really, they're just going. They'll be more obvious about it, but they weren't.
Yeah, no, they weren't at all.
No,
I thought it was brilliant.
I think it was either the radio or the podcast we did last week when I was like, one of my favourite games of all time that handled this has the character just casually mention, oh, and I'm in love with Robert, which is like his best friend, and it was like the best thing ever. I was like, oh, I hope they handled it like that, and they did.
Well, hopefully we'll see more of that and see that become more of a trend as time moves on, and I think it will. I think it's great.
I was half expecting when he put his arm around his boyfriend just to cut to a shot of Chris Pine just with a really shocked face, just like, oh my god.
I was expecting a full makeout set.
I was expecting it to cut and be really gross cartoons, just long tongues just wagging.
Do you know what I'd love a close-up shot of their tongues and then separate, and then having Kirk there
Kirk there just looking like he's gonna throw up. He's there just
I like that you'd love that, Ethan.
I love me some Sulu tongue.
I have a confession. Another thing that I absolutely loved was the old Enterprise. Oh my god! I'm not a fan of
Franklin.
Yeah, but I'm not a fan. You can tell I'm not a fan of the original. Well, not a fan.
Franklin wasn't really in the original series, so it's fine. Franklin was a new thing for this.
But even I was like, oh my god, this is the old spaceship.
It looked really cool.
It's one of my favourite scenes in the film is when they finally fix the Franklin up and they're getting ready to take off. And Jayla, one of the main female characters, she'd set up all these image refractors, I think they called them, which are basically an invisibility cloak. And as the ship's revving up and getting ready to take off, it starts moving, and it's all CG, but they start shaking on the top and fall over.
It's great.
And they fall over and take away the invisibility, so the ship slowly pieces back together, and that looked really awesome.
Yeah, and obviously with the ship, you get the big battle when they're going towards the city. And that's just amazing.
Yeah. That scene was I was just expecting some kind of stupid Deus Ex Machina thing. They're just this has old machine guns mounted on it, so it means we can kill bad guys or something. But then when they were something radio frequencies, let's play music.
Yeah. So they blast out bloody Sabotage by Beastie Boys.
Not only did they blast it out,
so happy.
Not only did they blast it out, but the place they're defending is we've picked up the radio frequency they're blasting. Let's play it, and they start blasting Sabotage.
So it's because I watched the first Star Trek film a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
and it really I was really happy when I heard it because it's the song that that Kirk has when he's driving his stepdad's car or something. And he's going towards the cliff and all that. And it's really cool, just to throw back to that.
There's that great little line where it starts playing, the intro starts playing, and just comes to a point with Kirk, and he's like, Good choice.
Yeah.
But you also see the crew members like tap into it, like
Yeah.
getting into it.
Yeah, you get Chekhov like tapping his
There's
foot.
that great shot where like it's
But it's so subtle, isn't
Yeah.
it?
yeah,
so
it's like the
subtle.
space fight, and it cuts to Chekhov, and you can just see his foot at the bottom of the frame just tapping,
Yeah,
and
it's
like
great.
the story
Goes up
goes
to
further.
him.
Yeah.
Ah, brilliant.
It's
Yeah,
just
that
so
was
good.
fantastic, especially like just the visuals and the sound matched. It's another case in the film. Visuals and sound matched perfectly.
Very
Yeah.
Guardians of Galaxy.
Because
esque,
there's the point in the song where like it drops out just for like a couple of seconds, and then everything comes back in, and it just happens when like there's the massive explosion.
Yeah.
That was great.
It's what felt that's what felt most like original series to me. It's like their plan to beat the bad guys is some kind of weird, bizarre.
Yeah,
we gotta play
like you
Beastie
said.
Boys
Yeah.
to beat the bad guys, and that was just so goofy and
I
awesome.
like that they ventured somewhere new though. They tried something different and it worked out.
It paid off. That scene was probably the best in the film.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you can't go wrong when you've got sabotage.
No, exactly.
Ever.
But yeah, best scene in the film. What else does that to venture into spoiler territory?
Obviously, there's the villain reveal.
There's the villain reveal, which I thought was very good because it was so weird.
Yeah, it was really well done, except I didn't 100%...
You were confused, weren't you?
Understand,
Well, I don't think they explain it brilliantly, but like, I get maybe they didn't have enough time to fully explain it.
Maybe like a director's cut or whatever.
Yeah, because so the villain Idris Elba was a UNSC officer, and you know he is a human.
Yeah, he was a human. He was something Washington, who took place. He was the captain of the very first starship built by the Federation, which like disappeared. No one knows where it went. So spoilers, it turned out that it crash landed on this planet that they happened to be on. Him and his crew all start going nuts basically because they're trapped on this planet and can't get off. And he finds some alien device that lets him like regain his youth. So at this point he's like 300 years old or something.
Yeah, but then he like turns into some
An
weird,
alien,
like,
Yeah.
deformed
Like-
But then he's a
alien
human
thing.
again at the
Yeah,
end.
yeah. Like
And
it's what we
I
said. Is
what I
like,
don't get is the other aliens his crew.
I think what's happened is as time goes on, he looks more and more alien, and then as soon as he gets hold of human flesh again, it means he can sort of not regenerate, but well, maybe regenerate back into his old self.
Yeah.
I think once he turned into an alien,
I thought that was what it was, but then I thought so he uses humans to prolong his life.
yeah.
Mhm.
And that turns him into an alien, and then when he does it again like 3 times, that turns him into a human.
I don't know if it has to be humans because I think what it might be is he takes on the characteristics of whatever he like absorbs.
Right.
Because they mentioned that crew got captured, didn't they? That jailer woman's family, and like the woman who came onto the ship with them had the weird ear ruffle thing, and he kind of had that going on. So I don't know if it's the idea that like he becomes more of whatever he absorbs.
I think you're right though.
So I think that's what it is. They never explain it, which is the annoying part. But he does absorb other people. It doesn't have to be humans, because Jayla mentions that like people from their camp were being taken off, and they'd scream and wouldn't come back.
Yeah.
So I think the idea is that he like becomes whatever he absorbs, and that's what the alien technology was. So hey, maybe that's going to come back in the next one. They're going to be like, these aliens are now humans because they've like absorbed stuff.
Yeah. That makes more sense.
You were saying about his crew, you couldn't work out where they'd come from. The people who were like working for him.
Yeah.
It said, I can't remember who said it, but they said the previous civilization that lived on that planet and had left all their technology lying there, and half of that was like clones.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe I just
And
didn't
like
pay attention.
the other like the second big bad guy, the dude who was like fighting Jayla. I'm assuming he was like one of the other crew members. Because there was him and 2 other crew members left. So obviously I'm assuming that Manus, I think his name was.
Yeah.
Manus and one other dude were like the other 2 of his crew members. I literally, that idea that he like becomes what he absorbs or whatever, that just occurred to me now. So I have no idea if that even is what happens. But
well, it would make sense.
it would make sense. It's the only thing I could think of that kind of makes it make sense.
Yeah.
Because he does absorb 2 humans, doesn't he? And like gets like the riches go away and he becomes looking a bit more human. And he absorbs that dude in the engineering bay, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I thought that was Scotty. I thought they were going to kill Scotty off screen for a minute.
I thought
because he had like the hair like flipped over.
Yeah, earlier you were talking about the guy who like Bones analyzes him with the thing.
Yeah.
I legitimately thought that was Chekhov for a second.
Yeah.
Because of his hair, like he had the same curly hair.
Yeah,
and I was like,
second,
I was like, have they just killed off Chekhov?
I thought he was Chekhov at first. I thought like, is that the best way they can honor Anton Yelchin?
Yeah, I thought that because they said we're not recasting recasting Chekhov for the next film, and I was like, have they just killed him off screen?
Yeah. And then it cuts back to him and he's there, he's like... Cuts back to the cabin, he's like, nuclear vessels. There were a couple points where his V's became W's, which I liked. If it's not a little racist, I liked it.
So, Chekhov was great.
Yeah, he really shone.
I mean, he didn't do loads, I guess, when you think about it, really. No. I mean, what did he do? Like he was more like the sidekick though, wasn't he? He was like Kirk's sidekick. He was there to help Kirk. Yeah, there's like a few of the of the aliens that I don't know if he kills them.
He does something to him. He hurts him.
Yeah,
beats him up.
That's nice.
Yeah, I mean
he's that, and then he's also just mainly engineering and helping.
Yeah, because he helps Scotty. He helps Scotty, doesn't he?
Yeah. I never understand. I didn't in the last one either. Who is it that's good at teleporting people? Because in the first one,
it's
the first one, Chekhov's really good at teleporting people, but then Scotty's just like even better.
Yeah.
So then Chekhov has like no reason to be there in the rest of the first one.
Go Chekhov.
Yeah, it's just
in this one. I think it's a bit of both because like Spock's got that throwaway line, hasn't he, where he's like, Chekhov knows how to teleport. He should help out.
Yeah.
So I think it's a mixture of both. I think like Chekhov's not antisocial like Scotty, so he'll sit on the bridge. Whereas Scotty likes to like he's like a little goblin hiding away in the engine rooms.
Yeah. Spock gets the like that big metal chunk
sticking out of his abdomen,
and I think that's really what brings on all of his human emotions more.
Horse shit.
So
that's great. Yeah. I always because I mentioned last week I really like when they acknowledge
that he's like got human
he's
parts.
half human, and a lot of this film is dealing with that, like his relationship that somewhat ended with I was going to say Gamora then, but it's
it's a crossover.
Speaking of which, that tracking device.
Oh yeah.
That's great.
That's a really good scene.
That was a great scene.
So you put a tracking device on your girlfriend?
That was not my intention.
he really stood out in this film. Like all of his like little quips and digs at people just worked so well.
I really like that he's just really angry.
Yeah, he's just an angry asshole all the time and just takes it out on everyone. But it just works so well.
It's
like he
really
had the best lines for like comedy.
Yeah, definitely.
I really warmed up to McCoy in this film. Really.
Yeah.
So have we got anything else to talk about, guys?
I was going to ask what you thought about Jayla.
I was gearing up to not like her. Because I thought that she was going to like get with Simon Pegg. I thought Simon Pegg had himself some kind of weird alien girlfriend to make out with.
Yes, I finally have control over this script.
Yeah. Girlfriend time.
There's a cute alien girl.
There is a cute alien girl that's at least 20 years younger than me.
That's what I was worried about because he's so old compared to her.
Yeah.
I liked what they did with her though. Past the start, once they got past she can't English good.
Yeah.
Once they got into I liked how she had the main fight scene, like the main fist fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it was bigger and longer than Kirk's or any of the others' fight scenes.
I really thought that they were going to give Kirk like a proper fight scene or something, but he just drives around on the motorbike.
Yeah. And then fist fights Idris Elba.
Yeah.
For a bit.
I love the motorbike though.
I like the motorbike.
I love the
scene.
motorbike.
It was fun.
It was fun, but I was like the way because I saw it in the trailers and I'm like, all right, they're going to try and cram in a dirt bike into this.
Yeah.
And then they did, and I like it being there, but it felt sort of forced.
I like that line. He walks into the cargo bay, and the first thing he sees, out of the corner of his eye, he just turns 90 degrees, and he's
what are the chances?
He's like, it's a bike. so excited.
Yeah, it's like a Chekhov's. Is it Chekhov's gun or something?
Yeah.
You can't introduce a gun in the first act and then not fire it.
Although in this case,
Yeah.
it's like the first movie. You can't introduce the fact that there was a bike way back.
Oh, surprisingly, it has full fuel on it too.
Yeah, completely fueled up. Idris Elba never got the chance to ride it. That's why he became an angry alien too quick.
I don't quite understand the story where Jailer ends up in that spaceship, and that's the one that Krall came in from.
Yeah, like he knew it was there. I guess he moved out and built a base. Surely he would know that she was in there or something.
Yeah.
Or like when she set up the invisibility thing, wouldn't he
just
know
like,
that it was gone?
This spaceship disappeared.
Yeah, he's like, oh, the spaceship's gone.
I think you would notice, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. You would have thought. I was wondering that. I was wondering like how did he not notice there's a ship there all this time? And then they're like, oh, it's invisible. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess. And then they're like, oh yeah, she's really smart. She hooked up an invisibility generator. And then it's like, wait, so the ship was there beforehand?
But then I feel like that we're nitpicking it a little.
Yeah, that's going too far into it. That's super nerdy. Like, this doesn't make sense. I really couldn't care less. It was fun
a good
and
plot
fine.
twist.
Yeah.
And I like the whole little thing at the end with Jailer where like instead of it being like she's going off to do whatever, they're like, oh, here you go, you're going to Starfleet.
Yeah.
And she's like
obviously though. I mean, she was fucking great.
And she's like the puckish rogue like Kirk. She's like, I don't want to wear uniforms.
Yeah.
One thing I liked about that shot was when she like stood up, Scotty really awkwardly put his arm around her like he was trying to hit on her. He like hover handed her, and that was great.
She's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she's like, she's no.
I'm like 20 years
That
younger than you.
last shot of the film though, like when they're all just looking at nothing.
Yeah,
That was
funny.
it was a bit
That
weird.
was funny.
It's just like Kirk.
I was like, no,
I was like,
cliche.
all right, Kirk and Spock are just like sort of just
drifting off into
a
space,
bit,
yeah.
just
Yeah.
dreaming about whatever they are,
Just roll
and
by
then just
one.
everyone just walks up. It's like everyone thinks that Kirk and Spock are looking at something in particular, and then they're
What are they
like,
looking at?
If you were in the film though, if you were in the film though, how awkward would that be? Imagine if it kept shooting and it would be like, what are you looking at? It's like, oh, nothing, I was just staring into space.
no, it's like just Kirk turns around and he's like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah. Like I wasn't a huge fan of the weird time lapse shot because they like rebuild the Enterprise. I didn't really like the time lapse shot of them rebuilding the Enterprise because it seemed a bit weird. It was cool. The level of detail in it was ridiculous. Like all the cranes like zipping
So
about
much
super
work
fast.
must have gone into that.
This film is all about the details, but I don't know that I liked it as such.
Yeah.
Like it was okay, but I would rather
I would
cut
have-
to like the Enterprise just flying.
Yeah.
I would have liked it more because when they were doing the time lapse, I thought, oh, they're going to build a new model.
Yeah,
Is this
yeah.
gonna be a bit different.
Well, I
But then it was
thought
the exact same. It's like,
At the start,
yeah.
they said
'Cause-
that they're working on a new spaceship, didn't
And
they?
there was
New
one
starship.
really weird piece that went down that was like a weird like kind of curved triangle part. I'm like, oh, they go for like a new shape, put it down, and it's like, no, saucer gets built.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think
They couldn't change it.
I
at this
feel
point.
like exactly. I feel like what they wanted to do was, I feel like that throwaway line at the start, like when she's like,
Yeah,
"We're
she's
working on a
talking
new
about
model."
that.
I feel like what they wanted to do was have them look at the new model, and they'd be like, "That's what we're going to use next."
yeah.
But then someone on the team was like, "Trekkies are going to get really pissed off if we don't have them in the Enterprise." So we need to keep them
No,
in the
what
Enterprise.
really happened is one of the interns comes back up to J.J. Abrams and is like, turns out Millennium Falcon's trademarked, we can't build that. And you're just like, what? But that's ruined the ending.
No, it is iconic of Star Trek, though.
Yeah. They had, it's been in every series. They had to use the Enterprise
Yeah.
They
still.
can't get rid of it.
That's what's amazing. They had the balls to like completely destroy the original Enterprise.
Yeah, well, hasn't it been destroyed like 5 times already?
Yeah. But like I was
Keep
amazed.
rebuilding it there.
I was amazed like the level of detail that went into destroying it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everything just gets broken on it.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was important, so you realise that it really is quite hopeless fighting them
Yeah.
in a normal way.
I don't get
So
why,
when it
Blast the
comes
Beastie
to-
Boys.
I don't get why they bother using the Enterprise anymore though, since they had that fucking huge ship in Into Darkness.
Yeah.
that they could have used.
The Enterprise feels like such an inefficient ship design, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, they're shooting those things, and he's just like, we don't have the weapons to do this.
He's like, oh boy, we don't have good guns.
They've obviously seen better ships in this universe because they've been shown to us.
Do the B-ship thing, because no one knows what music is.
What's even the point of having shields? They never work. Never work. They're always like, I'll put the shields up. And I'm like, what makes a difference anyway? We're going to die.
Guys.
Put the shields up. We're already dead.
They always say put the shields up, and then it just shows you shots of the ship fucking blowing up.
Yeah.
It's like, did you even try to put the shields up?
I like how they were like, oh, put the shields up, and then one of the ships just immediately flew into them. It was like, well,
yeah, but usually when you see the shields, there's like a blue glow, isn't there? Or am I wrong?
Well, I thought there was, but apparently not.
No, usually it's invisible until it gets hit, and then when it gets hit, they're like, oh, there's a force field.
That's what I mean. But like in this,
it
just
they didn't put the shields up. Chekhov didn't know. Like someone was like, put the shields up. He's like,
why wouldn't they have the shields up the whole time?
Yeah, you'd think it drains power. Okay, the Enterprise is a hybrid. So
what do you mean? I'm sorry. It drains power. What about that Franklin ship that spent like God knows how many times? It's like, oh, does it turn? Oh yeah, it does after just after.
It's like 300 years old.
It's alright, just jumpstart it, guys.
I don't think plane captain. I've got the parts.
If we just push it off this cliff,
jumpstart.
I'm sure it'll fly.
I was annoyed they did the thing that they always do, where it like falls, like it gets a terminal velocity. They're like, we're gonna make it, and it like disappears and then goes like whoosh.
Yeah, I wouldn't have minded if they just. Because I quite liked when it was falling down, and he's just like he's great. Waiting for ages.
And like you can see it slowly taken up, and it's like the distance again.
Yeah,
I would have liked it if he pulled up and it would have like just blown the twigs off the branches.
Yeah,
but the disappearing
like,
first.
It's stupid the disappearing thing because it's like this is gonna work. Because otherwise, also like. What's the point in getting the momentum to go down?
Yeah.
Because then they're just using the thrusters that go directly up.
That's too physical.
No.
Right?
See. No, he said the stabilizers were out of power and it needed a jump start. The stabilizers to send them up would only work if they reached terminal velocity to activate.
They did explain
the
that,
engine.
to be fair.
But nothing.
How does that fucking make sense?
Because they weren't talking about stable.
Dan, how does the Enterprise work? We don't fucking know.
Basically, it was like a car jump start.
Yeah? It's a warp drive. It bends
do you know how a warp drive works?
Yeah, it bends space-time, bitch.
That was the thing I loved at the start, was the Enterprise in warp drive at the start looked like I don't know, like someone put like bubble mixture being, you know those like bubble blowers you can get where you're like waving through the air and it like stretches out.
Oh yeah.
The warp drive at the start looked like one of those bubble streaks.
Yeah, that was cool, wasn't it? That scene where it's leaving the trails. It's kind of that was beautiful.
There was a lot of really cool visual stuff in this.
Yeah.
Right, what time is it?
I think
probably time to start.
Yeah.
It's like 2 hours, isn't it?
We're on about 100 minutes.
Yeah,
100 minutes.
I think we've pretty much said everything we can about Star Trek.
Yeah.
Go see it.
Please go see it.
I can't remember Lewis's rating system now, but I think one of them was go see it in the cinema. So go see it in the cinema.
I remember. It was.
You remember?
I actually remember.
We were on the podcast and we don't remember.
It was. I wouldn't see it. I'd see it if it was on TV. I'd see it with friends. I'd see it myself, and then finally I'd buy the DVD. I'm so surprised.
I think we need to add a new one. Let's go to see it at the cinema.
I would give this on a scale of episode 2 to episode 5.
Oh, your
Star Wars.
fucking rating system!
I'd give it an
I
episode.
hate it.
I give it
I
an
hate
episode
it.
7.
You do this shit on the radio,
an episode
and it just
7.
makes no sense.
I'd give it an episode 7. Actually, I wouldn't give it an episode 7 because I saw that one twice. I'd give it an episode 4.
That means nothing to me.
I wouldn't give it an episode 7, but you know, the film that's episode 7 is basically on par with episode 4.
I'm gonna be
no, but episode 7, I saw episode 7 twice in the theatres. I wouldn't see this twice in the theatres.
I'd happily see this
I
again.
could go and watch it again.
Well, that's 3 to 1.
I think it's mainly because Dan doesn't like spending money.
No, I do not like spending money. But that doesn't matter.
Again, to be fair.
Look, I saw episode 7 twice, and that required money.
Why don't we just have our own rating system? So you have your shitty episode thing. I'm gonna go.
No, it changes by film we see.
Shut up. Okay. I'm gonna go generic. I'm gonna go 4.5 out of 5 stars.
That's a bit high, isn't it?
I hate those kind of rating systems. Just go see the film.
Yeah. It's a good film.
I'm gonna give it a. How do Rotten Tomatoes do it? I'm gonna give it an 84%.
So you've just taken the rating that Rotten Tomatoes gave.
I don't know actually. It might
Rotten
be.
Tomatoes gave it precisely.
I wasn't trying to.
No, I think IMDb gave it like 74% or something.
IMDb doesn't matter.
IMDb is the shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so bad.
And you two would see it.
Yeah, I'd go see it again.
I'd go see it again.
I mean, if it was free, I'd go see it again.
Basically,
I'm not paying for you.
basically, if you like sci-fi, go see it.
If you like sci-fi, if you like goofy sci-fi especially, this is a must see.
If you just like a blockbuster.
Even if you're not into Star Trek like me, go see it. Even if you're the most pro Star Wars person I've ever met in my life, still go see it.
You don't need to have seen the first 2 films either.
No, I think
it makes you want to see them.
Seeing the first one would help.
It would help, but you don't need to.
You don't need to see Into Darkness at all. Like, that connects to this in no way whatsoever. The first one does connect in very, very small ways.
It's more the Spock stories, though, that you need to go back and watch to find out why it's so emotional.
I don't think you even need the Into Darkness one, though. Because in the first one, like, Spock... You see the conflict in Spock in the first one, and then it's almost resolved by the end of it. Yeah. So the Spock's dynamic in this, it makes sense. If you've seen the first one.
I've seen the first one and not Into Darkness, and I'd agree. I don't feel like I need to see Into Darkness, but that being said, I have also seen the original series. Yeah, and I feel like knowing these are the same characters kind of helps with that.
I feel that the second one, Into Darkness, really created more of a dynamic for Kirk and Spock. In the last scene, obviously when he's fucking beaten in what's his face?
Khan.
Yeah, beating Khan.
Oh, I think
that was so needed because that was such a powerful moment.
Yeah,
it's not in Spock's attitude to scream on top of a car.
Yeah, I quickly want to mention there's a great shot. It's not a spectacular shot by any means, but the little shot of the picture of the old Enterprise.
That was cute.
That was a great shot because it was from
Leonard Nimoy's timeline.
Yeah, it was from Leonard Nimoy's Spock, and he leaves new Spock. Spock 2.0. He leaves in like a little memento thing, and when he cracks it open, it's got the picture of the original cast, and that was brilliant, especially coming from original series. That was brilliant. Yeah, there was a lot in this film to appreciate as a sci-fi fan, a lot to appreciate as an original series fan.
A lot to like.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for listening, guys.
Episode 4 out of episode 5, so go watch it.
What?
You guys can make your own conclusion on what you think that is.
I don't understand what you just said.
Nah.
It's fine.
Alright, thanks for listening, guys. If you're listening on iTunes or SoundCloud, go check out our YouTube channel, because we'll make bonus content, and I say this every week, and we haven't made anything yet.
We will, we promise.
But I was thinking we're going to see Nerve like a few weeks before it comes out in the UK, like a week or so after it comes out in the US. So
sweet.
We may
do a short review on that.
Yeah, because I don't think that's really podcast worthy.
It's not a huge blockbuster, is it? It's like an interesting.
So we might just do a quick review on the YouTube channel for that. And maybe some other stuff when it comes around. Next week, I don't know what we're doing. Finding Dory's out in the UK, but it's been out in the US for ages. Jason Bourne comes out.
It does.
So we may be talking about that.
Next week will probably be sadly lacking myself.
Yeah,
so I'll have to wait, maybe keep listening. In a few weeks I might reprise my guest role. Yes, as the holiday special. I might come back.
We'll just have you in every now and again, even if someone's not on. Just
as the guest. I'm the guest character.
Yeah, you're a guest star.
And thank you very much for having me.
It's alright, mate.
It's been a good 2 parts.
You're going back off to Cardiff this week, so
shit.
We can't be having you on here anymore. You'll come on in
I'll come on
stuff,
again.
I'm sure.
Of course.
Alright, cool. Well, thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next week, and these two won't, because
I've fulfilled my contractual obligation for the Star Trek 2-parter.
Yeah.
So I'm gone. See you later. I want my money.
All right, cool. Bye, guys.
Bye.